Yo, what is up, YouTube? Lee the Captain here, and I believe that Quant during the next bull run could very well experience such a ridiculous rally and hypothetically at least go to the price of $5,000. And I think when that happens, hypothetically, all of those Quant critics are going to come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used Bratwurst extender Taylor Swift edition. And before I continue on any further and explain the fundamentals about Quant, some people, they may think, wow, Quant at the price of $5,000. Are you crazy? That's such an insane goal. Carajo. Some people, they may be saying that. But I don't think so, because if we take a look at Quant at the price of $5,000, considering its current circulating supply, at that point, it would have a market cap that would be around $72 billion. And now, $72 billion, that may seem crazy to some people, but in the world of cryptos, it's not that insane. For instance, we take a look at Dogecoin. Dogecoin back in 2021 exceeded this market cap by over $10 billion. I mean, just let that sink in, right? This market cap is actually not uncharted territory. And now, some people, they may say, oh, it's not fair to compare something like Doge to Quant. Doge has more fans, it has more hype, more holders. Okay, yeah, I get that. But the reason why I even used this example in the first place was because I wanted to just emphasize my point as to how reaching over a $70 billion in terms of market cap is not unrealistic. It's not uncharted territory whatsoever. In my opinion, I really don't see why Quant won't at least go to the price of $5,000, because when we take a look at the Quant network, it's extremely revolutionary. If we take a look at it, what is it made out of, right? It's made out of the Overledger OS and the Overledger network. And first of all, when it comes to the Overledger OS, it's no joke because it allows something called a multi-chain application to be built. And what this means right here is that it's an application that is not built on just one blockchain. Oh no, that's not the case. It's built on multiple blockchains. Let's say I'm a developer and I'm using the Overledger OS and I'm looking to build an application that takes advantage of the speed of the Stellar blockchain while at the same time maintaining the security of the Bitcoin blockchain. If let's say I want to do that, I could do that. I can make an application again, right, that takes advantage of the speed of the Stellar blockchain while at the same time maintaining the security of the Bitcoin blockchain. I mean, isn't that crazy? If I were to put an analogy on it, it's like, for instance, let's say I made an NBA 2K character, but then I can make a character that has amazing attributes. I can just max it out. Let's say, originally a character, when it's tall, it can't run very fast, but what if I can make a character that can not only run fast, but it's also very tall? I can dunk and whatnot, right? That'd be amazing. Through the Overledger OS, it's someone like that. Individuals and institutions no longer have to be stuck building on only just one blockchain. That's boring. Multi-chain applications, it's the way to go, in my opinion. And now that you've heard all about the Overledger OS, I want to talk about the Overledger network, because the Overledger network, it's not as exciting as the Overledger OS, but it's very special nonetheless, because the Overledger network is made up of the Overledger OS users, and these Overledger OS users on the Overledger network can share their data, their apps, their resources, and monetize them. Now that's how special it is. The Quant network is very special. Furthermore, I think it should be noted how Quant has such a wide array of use cases. It can be used for enterprise and developer licenses, gateways and staking, transaction processing, for application users, and even for platform fees as well. I think it's fantastic. And the way I view it is that Quant is such an amazing alternative for me instead of Bitcoin, because a lot of people out there, they rave all about Bitcoin, but I just don't get it because I don't own any Bitcoin. And why would I own any Bitcoin if there is something like Quant that exists? Because when you think about it, a lot of people, they rave about how rare Bitcoin is. Okay, I get it. The maximum supply is 21 million. I understand that. But here's the thing. The maximum supply of Quant is around 14.5 million. So, you got to take that into consideration, right? You compare 14.5 million around to 21 million. That's like a night and day difference right there. That's like comparing Baker Mayfield, a trashy NFL quarterback, to someone like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. You can't do that. That's unfair. And also, when it comes to Bitcoin, for the most part, it's viewed as just primarily as a store of value. Doesn't really have such a diverse use case. But again, just like I mentioned before, Quant, its use case is very diverse. It has a very strong use case in my opinion. So why wouldn't I choose Quant? A more rare than Bitcoin and much better use case in my opinion. It's more diverse. So when all of those people out there, they say, oh, Bitcoin's the way, Bitcoin. Now, I disagree. I think that Quant's the way moving forward, has a way lower market cap, more room to grow, more rare, more use cases. Why wouldn't I choose that? So when people say, oh, you're crazy for not having any Bitcoin, I don't think so. If I'm owning Quant, I don't think I'm crazy. I think Quant is the way to go for me. A lot of people, they treat Bitcoin as their own personal S&P 500, so to speak, but I don't do that. I treat Quant that way. I think Quant is the new Bitcoin, so to speak. At least that's the way I take a look at it. And now, of course, I'm not directly comparing Quant to Bitcoin, but I'm just emphasizing how instead of acquiring Bitcoin, I'd rather acquire Quant instead. I think it's that special. And here's the thing. I think that a major catalyst, which could very well allow Quant to hypothetically attain the price of at least $5,000 during the next bull run, is the fact that I do think that the next bull run should be so legendary, because when we take a look back just around 2 years ago, during that crazy bull run at that time in 2021, there was only around 300 million people owning cryptos. And the reason why I use the word only is because as of right now, there's over 420 million people owning cryptos. That's over 100 million more than the 2021 bull run. And you got to think about this, right? Again, the 2021 bull run looked that crazy. So just imagine what the next bull run could look like, especially now when we have this many people owning cryptos. I mean, man, when there's this many people owning cryptos, I think that during the next bull run, off the FOMO, buying pressure, buying volume, and as well as the altcoin season that we saw just around 2 years ago could very well be amplified in such a fantastic way. And when I take that into consideration, and when I consider the fact that Quant is incredible, I don't see why it won't hypothetically at least go to the price of $5,000 during the next bull run. And now, of course, that's not a guarantee and that's not financial advice. But what am I doing when it comes to Quant? I'm going to dollar cost average. I've been dollar cost averaging into Quant for over a year at this point. Anytime I earn any sort of income, I just set aside some for Quant. I'm accumulating Quant on a set schedule, on a consistent basis over an extended period of time. I just continue to dollar cost average because I'm not a day trader. I'm not a swing trader. I don't use leverage. I don't care what happens to the price of Quant in the next 2 hours, in the next day. Who cares about that? I'm focused on the next bull run. I think Quant is absolutely amazing. And I think that it's going to shock a lot of people during the next bull run and hypothetically at least go to the price of $5,000 and during the process make all of those Quant critics come running over to their girlfriend's boyfriend's grandma and start begging for that used Bratwurst Extender Taylor Swift edition. If you know, you know. It's going to be a little bit embarrassing if you ask me, but hey, I'm extremely bullish on Quant. I think it's the real deal. Not financial advice, of course. And if you want to check out a very interesting video, make sure to go ahead and click on this thumbnail right here. It's a very fantastic video, and I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.